Hello, this is Flamet, and I made a new build with ugly blocks. The blocks I use this time is bedrock, netherrack, and fire. This I'll show you at the end of the video, but for now I'm just going to tell you some tips of how to be a better builder. This time in my building tutorials, I didn't use the blocks I used for the main build, and I also hid the main build so I won't be walking sideways all the time. I'm trying to improve, so I hope I have done that. So let's go over here to the first tip. Tip number 1. This is one of the biggest things about building to be good. It's depth. There's a lot of ways how to make depth. This has no depth whatsoever. It's just a wall, no depth at all. And then over here, it goes in a little bit. It's not too detailed, but still a little bit better than a plain old wall, in my opinion. And over here, I just added some logs for contrast, which I'll go over later. Then here, I start really adding the depth by having the stairs in front of here. And another thing about depth is that it creates many different colors. It blends together really well if you have the right type of colors. If I had, let's say, another brick, you would have a completely different feel. So as you see, you get a much different appearance, and it's much better. Over here we have I just add some glass panes, a little bit more contrast with the sandstone, and it started beginning to look a lot better. I could add more colors again by just changing this, and then you can make it look slightly better. This is just a small scale example of what depth can do, but that's all I have for that. Tip number 2, additions to roofs. Roofs, I already went over this once in my last video, but I'm doing it again because it is very important and I have some more examples. So this is your standard roof, 45-degree angle. That's the only way I'm going over. So that can work, it's usually not the best, but then you could add stairs, and that adds more depth like we were talking about. Have them extend a little bit over, and it just makes the roof look nicer. And then right here we have a window. One second. A window adds depth to the roof, and it just makes it look a lot nicer. And over here we have a chimney added to the roof, and with cobwebs for smoke, and then bricks or any other thing you'd want for chimney. Stairs just to add a little depth, because if you have it like this, it's not the best. And then I have this little tower thing, just a small scale one. Glowstone for lights. You don't have to have glowstone, but you could use any block choice you want, and it just adds a little bit to the roof. Then here's a combination of the chimney along with the tower thing, and you could also add the other one, the window, on this side to make that side a little less plain. Alright. This is still for roofs, but it's just for much larger builds. You can make really large chimneys or large towers like this one. Large chimneys, they will work, but I just don't have any examples for that. Right here, it's just a tower with a little bit of depth, not too much. You might be able to add stairs or something with that. Might make it slightly better. Yes, so this would be for a much larger build than just a small little house. Otherwise you won't even have a roof. So, and then up here we have just a little area to stand on. No way up because I didn't do the interior. Alright, so that's it for that. Sorry. Tip number 3, contrast. I don't know too much about contrast, I just know some blocks that look really well together. This right here has good contrast, and partially because of that, I think, is because of the difference in colors of the two blocks. We have spruce wood, and then we have sandstone. A bright color with a dark color. Usually that's nice, so it's good contrast. This, not very good contrast, but still could make a nice build. I don't know how to make this look the best or very good, but I could probably do something decent with it. Good contrast. Um, Completely white with completely black. Decent contrast. Um, this is more of a theme because wood and cobble go well together. Tip number 4, theme. This has no theme at all, with some netherrack, cobble, dirt, planks, just no theme whatsoever. There's no point in this at all, except if that's the only materials you have. This is a really good theme with stone and then more types of stone. Just looks really good in the distance, and if it just looks good. And then this is sort of a medieval theme, using wool, planks, logs, and glass panes for windows, obviously. It can make a sort of a medieval type thing, and can look very nice. Nether theme, just anything you can find in the nether can actually look really nice. Tip number 5, additions to walls and adds depth and detail. This is a plain wall with nothing. Plain wall. This is sort of a plain tower, but it still adds depth. This is what you would begin doing. And then it could add more depth as you get better and better and better. So that's what I did for that. Right here we have a patterned window. Just it's not too much, but it still adds a lot to the wall. And then over here for the final one, windows, a detailed tower, theme, and depth. It's a good theme having wood with contrast. It's sort of nice, but having wood with stone looks quite nice, and then wood with wood looks quite nice. So this is what I made with that little area behind here. You could look through. Second. So if there's something here, you could just look through here. And so that's what I have for that. Let's see. Tip number 6, asymmetrical buildings. My final build is asymmetrical. It's not symmetrical. Alright, now I'm going to go show you the build. Sorry. I have single player commands on, that's how I did this wall. So I'm just going to quickly speed over here. And then set speed 1. No. There we go. I'm going to set it 2. And then this is my build. It's asymmetrical. And it has a theme. And it has some depth. Not the most, but some. Right there's a depth coming out of the building. And then a little walkway. And then I have this coming out of the wall, which is depth. When I built this, I wasn't really expecting it to be sort of a demonic theme, but it ended out like that. And I did not intentionally make upside down hearts, because if you look at that, it looks like an upside down heart. And then right here sort of looks like a face. Completely unintentional. But just because that looks like a face, I decided to add this, which sort of looks like a hand. And it also adds depth. Here's a tower. It's actually pretty much the same as the other one, except made out of netherrack and bedrock. And then thing of netherrack coming along. The roof is quite plain because it's kind of hard to just build out of 3 blocks or 2 blocks, however you want to say that. Let's see here. even when I have a flat wall, I add, it looks like hieroglyphs into it. It's basically supposed to be look like buildings that are burning, because that's apparently what this place wants for the world. I don't agree with it, but that's what they look like. That's what they want. Over here, some towers. Just add some detail and depth. Back here, I didn't really do anything. Sad to say, but it's true. So now I'm gonna go in, show you what I did there. So I have towers and columns, which is better than just an open room in my opinion. And I have this, which adds lighting, and extra added effects. We have these columns right here. And then over here would be the throne area where you sit, where the king or queen or whoever's leading this place sits. And then there's this, which basically could be a giant figure watching over this place, ready to shoot fire at you at any time. So that's what that could be. Sorry if this is too fast to watch on YouTube. I don't know, but I think it's fine. At the moment, I think it's fine. I'll if it isn't good on YouTube, I'll just not do this next time. All right, from the inside, how I did the fire on the bedrock was just doing this. It also looks from the interior, I think. So I kept it like this. And then right here I have a staircase just with some patterns. I didn't do much because I would have taken a long time for something pretty pointless. I just want to get the basic idea of what you could do with the room down to a basement. And just a little arched entryway. And right there, oh, sorry, my voice isn't the best today. And right there is the face, except when I made this, it was intentionally supposed to be a way I could get up there, but it turned out just to be an exterior detail. So right here I have arches for decoration and added effects with the fire. Another arch with a little bit of detail. And we have this circular point right here where it curves, just for something different. I know I'm repeating depth and detail and stuff a lot, but that's really the main thing that causes something to be a good build. So that's why this is here, and that's why I keep repeating that. Then we have just more shapes and stuff. Try not to repeat it too much, but very limited with these blocks. So this is just some things. In a way, it sort of looks like more buildings burning. I don't know what it is intentionally. I don't know what I built that for, besides for extra detail and depth, but that's what I have. Here I have trees that are on fire for some reason. It's supposed to be a courtyard typed area, which is basically an area inside the walls of a build or a place, and it's sort of like a garden or tree area, I believe it is. But I have trees made out of netherrack and bedrock, and then I have fire sort of signifying grass, except this is the only type of grass that can grow here.